Hello, welcome back to another video. My name is Gemma and today I'm going to be talking about negative book reviews. So, this has been on my mind for a couple of weeks. I keep thinking about it, and so I thought I'd come in here and we could have a little chat about primarily, should booktubers give negative reviews of books, right? So there's two reasons why this is sort of at the top of my brain at the moment, and one of them is Kieran from KD Books put out a video the other day on toxic positivity, which talked about how some booktubers tend to just sort of rose tint every review in order to encourage publishers to send them free books, right? And the other reason that this is fresh in my mind is because from time to time I get some rather salty comments when I have negatively reviewed a book, and so I wanted to talk about that as a topic. I think before we go into should booktubers give negative book reviews, the first question is, should people give negative book reviews in general? And I mean, the obvious answer is yes, right? Reading is subjective. It's pretty common knowledge that some people will like some books and other people will not like them, and vice versa. And that is just normal, like different strokes for different folks. And I actually think sometimes you learn more from a negative review than you do from a positive one, and certainly you learn more from a negative review than you do from an ambivalent "that was fine" review, right? So, and I think it was a short from Alyssa at Nerdy Nurse Reads, and she had said something along the lines of she has certain creators that if they give it a negative review, that means that she is more likely to pick it up because she knows she has a different reading taste to them. And I absolutely agree with that sentiment. I mean, it's an ongoing joke between me and Jennifer from Jennifer Loves Books, that if she dislikes a book, then I will probably give it 5 stars, and vice versa. It's like a thing. And so actually I don't think negative reviews are bad. And I don't think it's a problem for people to say that they don't like things. Like, why would you just sugarcoat stuff all the time? There's no need for it. There's absolutely no need for it. However, I think the additional layer to this argument is, should booktubers give negative reviews? Because they have a platform, right? So in theory, they could make or break a book based on their review. That's never going to happen because there's so many booktubers, right? And they all have different opinions. So you're never going to like get a book cancelled, or you're never going to turn people, like a whole population, off of a book because you dislike the book as a booktuber, as a creator, TikTok, Instagram, or whatever. So I think that element is just false. However, I think the problem here comes with who is the booktuber's target audience. So this is where Kieran's argument comes back in when he's talking about toxically positive creators. And really what he's saying is that their target audience is publishers. They are targeting publishers to give them free books so that they have more free books to read, right? Which is, to be honest, it's their prerogative. That's their jam. They just want free books, and they're willing to read crap books and then lie about their crapness. That is their choice. That is their choice. But I do think as a watcher of BookTube, it's pretty obvious when people are doing that. And you learn to trust people's reviews or not, right? Based on, if you pick up a book on their review and it's absolute garbage, then, perhaps you trust that person's reviews a little bit less going forwards. The other element here is, and what I think people have said to me in the past, and I'm sure other creators who do negative reviews get this same comment, is that authors have spent a lot of time and energy like creating their novel, their masterpiece, whatever it is, and it's not fair for us as mere readers to go and shit all over it, right? And yes, there is an element for that, but again, let's go back. Who's the target audience for most booktubers? It is not authors, it is not publishers. The target audience for booktubers is readers. People who read the book. We're not targeting people who write books. We're not targeting people who sell books. We are targeting people who read books. So I can appreciate that authors put a lot of work into it, and I do, to a degree, take that into consideration. If it's a debut that has not had a lot of hype, I probably won't go in hard. If I dislike it, I'll just be like, it wasn't for me, no thank you. But I do go in hard on some books, right? If I really, really passionately dislike them. And this is something that some booktubers do and some booktubers don't. So you know that if you want super salty reviews, you're going to go to places like Kieran from KD Books, or Alex from The Disco King, or Scott from Gunpowder Fiction and Plot, who will not hold their punches. And that is a vibe, right? That is a vibe. I like that vibe. If you don't like that vibe, don't watch those creators. It's pretty simple. It's a pretty easy thing to avoid. Just don't watch people who are going to go in hard on their negative reviews of books. And then you have creators that I would say are perhaps more balanced with their reviews. You still know they didn't like it, and they will give you a list of legitimate reasons why they didn't like a book, but it's very much more balanced, and they will balance it with the positives of the novel. And I'm talking about people here like Ben from Ben Reads Good, Bob from Bob the Bookerer, Eric from Eric Carl Anderson, all very balanced reviews, and they're not likely to just go in hard and criticise a book to within an inch of its life. So I think as a watcher of BookTube, as a reader, you shouldn't be criticising booktubers for the way that they choose to express their reviews. If you don't like a certain style, don't watch that style. I like all of the styles, and I like all of the people, and I like to hear all of the things, because I think then you get a good sort of peripheral view of a book from watching multiple people's reviews. But I'm not going to hold my punches. If people watch my videos, they're going to get an honest opinion from me. I'm not cherry coating anything. I'm not rolling any turds in glitter. I will tell people exactly what I think. And if they disagree, that's absolutely fine. Like, that's totally fine. But I'm not going to lie about books that I did and did not like. Because then we get into the point where you're then disingenuous, and actually you're not offering anything to the people that are watching you and the people that are trying to get book recommendations from you, right? So I guess in summary, I felt like I just needed to get this out. It's been stewing. In summary, I think if booktubers are reading the books, they have a right to review that book in any way that they see fit. If viewers don't like the way that booktuber is reviewing books, they don't have to watch them. So my question goes out. Obviously, I have a slanted view because I am a booktuber, I'm a creator. So I'd love to know, firstly, from those that aren't creators, what are your views on negative book reviews, and do you agree with my sort of stance on it? Also, if you are a creator and watching this, do you do super salty reviews? If you do, why? If you don't, why not? I think it's a really interesting conversation to be had. But I do feel like expression of opinion is important when you're talking about literature, and I think it actually encourages debate, and I don't see that as a bad thing. Like, I don't know why people think that's bad. Correct me if I'm wrong. Love to know your thoughts, and yeah, I'll see you very soon with another one. Bye guys.